Welcome back. In the prior video, we looked at how to create, modify, and delete issue codes. Here, we'll see how to use them. First, we'll discuss 3 key points. Then, we'll look at how to apply codes to documents. That involves analyzing the case and its needs. We'll look at proliferation, propagation, and grouping. Before codes can be applied, they need to be designed and created. Many people are tempted to create large numbers of codes, but when human reviewers are applying codes, large numbers increase cost and error rates. The porridge should not be either too hot or too cold. There are 3 ways to apply issue codes. First, in the review panel, we have the issue column here, and we note that it's blank for all of our documents. We can right-click, go down to issue codes, and here we see all the issue codes that were created in the last video. If this document related to duty, we could click on duty. If we wanted to put a second issue on, we'd have to right-click again, go to issue codes again, click on causation, and we see we now have 2 issues. For the moment, that's all we're going to do with right-clicking. The Work Product Inspector, which I get by clicking here in the Review panel, Work Product Inspector, brings up a list of issues. You will note it tells us which document we're looking at: District 30 Senate Contest, District 30 Senate Contest, and it gives us checkboxes for every issue, and you see the issue field changes with every change in the Work Product Inspector. It's easy to use this with multiple issues, but it only works on a single document. So let's close the Work Product Inspector and look at the third option, the Work Product Palette, again in the Review tab. I'm going to open the Work Product Palette, and I'm going to try to grab this little handle here, which always gives me a little bit of trouble, and drag down my issue codes. And here we see we have the same issues. So if I have a number of documents that I want to issue code, I can highlight them and issue code here. I'm going to use overwrite and click apply, and the issue codes are applied to multiple documents simultaneously. I could append and add an additional issue with apply, and you see it is added and tagged to that document. So there are 3 separate ways to apply issue code. Right-click and go down to issue codes. Work Product Palette, which works on multiple documents, or Work Product Inspector, which gives you multiple codes, but only as to a single document. One variation of these processes is that I can highlight a number of documents by shift-click or drag and drop, right-click, go to issue codes, and add, for instance, sample issue N, and it will then code all of the documents. There is also a bulk mark feature using keyword lists that we are not going to discuss at this time. I suggested earlier that propagation is a key concept, and we discussed this in connection with marks. All of these issues are marked as propagating marks, as you can see from the check mark. If I wanted to turn them into non-propagating marks, I would just uncheck them. So what is propagation? DWR retains a pith value for every document. This is DWR's version of a hash value. Every document that has the same pith value, meaning it is a near duplicate, will receive automatically the same issue code if issue coding is noted as a propagating mark. Finally, the group function in issue codes works the same as the one we looked at in connection with marks. I can put issue codes in different groups. So here I have created a group called exhibit list, which I could use to create a trial exhibit list for my pretrial order. For example, I could code this document as a trial exhibit, or I could code it as not a trial exhibit, or I could code it as I'm not sure and I need to come back and look at it later. So DWR, by using groups, facilitates functions such as preparing trial exhibit lists, and of course you can search for issue coded documents in the filter tree by simply clicking, checking for any checked issues or all checked issues, and clicking the search button.